welcome back to the Smart Tank Revolution, where we always kick out at 2. I am your benevolent, intelligent host, Mr. Donnie Wonderful, alongside the radiant Roman Reigns fan himself.
I prefer to be referred to as the Taunton Tribal Chief.
Mr.
Yes.
Joey Business.
What an incredible evening of squared circle goodness that we just had.
Yeah, we're just off the heels of this year's installment of Summerslam that was live from Las Vegas with 51,000 over 51,000 plus allegedly. We all know how they like to inflate the numbers.
They certainly do.
WWE's notorious for their Enron math when it comes to their attendance records and their attendance reporting. But
it's Q3. They gotta boost those numbers.
But I mean, like, we're gonna go down the card, of course.
Yeah, we're gonna go straight down. It's interesting.
But I actually want to begin this kind of different. Before we go into, of course, you know, we have a unique rating scale. This is your first time listening.
Yep.
It's a 1 count, 2 count, 3 counts, everything in between. It can be 1.5. Sometimes a 1 count could be good. Sometimes it could be terrible.
Yeah.
Disqualifications and countouts are usually bad. You know, you guys get the gist. But I really want to ask you, Mr. Business, like I said, without actually spoiling anything, give me your thoughts on the event in its entirety. Give me some of your, like I said, if you want to make references to the matches without giving us the outcomes.
Reference the matches when we get to the matches and talk about them in depth.
Well, then, okay, if then give me these are your immediate feelings.
Bird's eye view.
No. The immediate feelings of, we just watched 4 hours of wrestling.
We did.
Give me your feelings of what we just seen.
It was definitely a long-winded pace. The whole match felt like the main event, where it started very slow and then built to a crescendo, because the beginning of the show was really lackluster. Beginning of the show all the way to a point in the show, which I will rave about, was so lackluster for me. It was like, wow, is this a SummerSlam, or is this a episode of Raw or SmackDown? It was just very uneventful. Let's just call it that. Nothing to rave home about. And then when it hit that tipping point, and we got that special surprise, it like woke me up. It jazzed me up. I was like, damn, this is a show where shit can happen.
Which special surprise?
I'm not going to ruin it yet. The only one it could be, though. And I was just like blown away by it. But then we went back into mediocre territory for like a match or two.
Okay.
And then it was like, I don't know, I guess it would be like a heavyweight fight where, you know, you're conserving your energy, you're pacing yourself, and then you close real strong.
Nice analogy.
Knockout. Yeah, that's how it felt, because this show definitely closed freaking strong, like strong.
Nice analogy. Okay, so I'm gonna try it this way.
Okay.
So if I'm sinking in quicksand, I started sinking slow, and then like when it got to my shins, it brought me to my belt line really quickly. Then slow again. And then I was engulfed by the end of it. Like I just think the SummerSlam moved in waves.
Yeah.
But like I didn't realize it until I mean, I guess as the progression of the pay-per-view, that's when I noticed. Like 2 hours in, I said, wait a minute, hey, like you were saying, is this Raw, SmackDown, or what's going on? And then disappointment set in with me. And it took a while for them to rebound from that. But then, like you said, like it finished off strong. I want to say, like, the last 3 matches, as we were rating them, I thought that they were I said match of the night. Okay, match of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, damn, match of the night.
Yeah.
So that, like, there was a good part of the show where it just felt like a normal show. Yeah. Like a normal, like a normal Raw. How they're doing Raw now.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I agree. And the other thing was it stayed away from the predictability factor tonight, which I thought was good. That was something different that I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that, or I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, we're gonna have to elaborate on that
We will.
because there. I thought we were Nostradamus here calling out a lot of things.
No, some of it was, but like, it just was. We'll have to get to it, but there was a lot of filler that wasn't needed either. Like, we didn't need the guest celebrities. I know you're in Hollywood. I know you're in Las Vegas or whatever. No, not Hollywood, but Las Vegas. You're in Las Vegas, and it's like a glam's town type of deal. But I didn't need fucking Mario Lopez backstage. I didn't need Tiffany Haddish backstage. But they weren't bad. I certainly didn't need The Miz and Johnny Drip Drip. Bullshit. That was awful. That was so hard to choke down. And, so I was like, all right, if you cut the fat, the show was like, it was decent, but it was stuff. There's a lot of stuff I'm gonna skip when I rewatch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like if you cut that fat, you could have got a streamlined 2-hour show, maybe like a 2.5-hour pay-per-view, like flat would have been great.
No, yeah. That formula where it fits in the 2-hour gap, that probably would have been better, because it would have it would have made what we watched. I guess like if it's 2.5 hours, the main events are likely going to go 20 plus minutes.
Yeah, no, this one went about 30 something minutes. Yeah.
So I mean, like, but in between, I guess those filler matches would have what I want to say, like 10 minutes apiece, 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes apiece. I think you could do more with less.
I agree. Like, it felt like we're very metaphor heavy here, but it could have been an amazing meal, but we got a lot of bread in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it could have been like all entree, but we got a lot of bread in between to choke down. And not that bread's bad.
A lot of sizzle, no steak.
Yeah, a lot of sizzle, no steak. Yeah, it's my high school science teacher would say. A lot of sizzle, no steak, for sure. Mr. Lynch, you're the man. But yeah, so I mean, the show was long. It actually started at 8, close to 8 o'clock,
right,
and it went to 12. It went straight out to 12:10, something like that. So, I mean, they definitely not skimping on the pay-per-views anymore. But the stuff they added to pad it out, like, let's take out Miz and Morrison. That would be about good 15 minutes.
Nakamura,
I forgot all about them. Yeah, let's take Nakamura out.
Let's take out the squash matches.
Let's take out the squash matches. Let's take out Drew versus Jinder. It wasn't needed. Let's take out Alexa and Eva Marie. That wasn't needed either. So now you save yourself about 45 minutes.
Nice.
And I think that would have been a little bit better of a streamlined pay-per-view. But let's go through the matches. Let's go through them in succession and order.
Well, yeah, and for us to actually begin with it, honestly, I mean, there was a pre-show match. We didn't really we didn't rate the pre-show match, but it did consist of your main man Corbin and Big E. And okay, it was a decent match. Not that it was bad. I just really despise for not for some reason, but I just always feel that pre-shows should be preserved strictly for like the roundtable discussions, so we all can get to build a buzz around what we're about to see.
Yeah.
Like I like that. I like seeing Jerry Lawler and Booker T and Rosenberg, just talk about things.
I like the communication. I think that could be kept to about a half hour, and throw in the vignettes or the what's it called?
But don't recycle the vignettes. Like, so what?
The
like
packages.
Yeah, the packages. Cause, like they're gonna show the same packages later during the show.
Yeah.
But why not have kind of like what they did to fill the time when it rained for WrestleMania. Let's just do the interviews backstage.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, let that be the pre-show. I mean,
that would have been good.
I mean, give guys the respect. They're at a pay-per-view. Let them be a part of that. So that's one of the. It's not so much for the wrestlers. I just think that the pre-shows it's just a waste of good pay-per-view time.
I agree.
And those guys deserve to be a part of that. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Oh, they could be a great match. It needs to be included within. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
But nevertheless, Big E won. I mean, it could have went on SmackDown, but
It was criminal that Big E is even in this position because Big E is so good. He's understated, and he's now in a position where he's Mr. Money in the Bank. And as long as they don't do him dirty, like a couple of the Mr. Money in the Banks, I'll be happy. They can build him for a while. With the surprise return we got tonight, which I called, which wasn't really a surprise. So you know your direction that you're going. So you don't need Big E right now. You can build him up and maybe he can go to Raw or whatever. We'll figure it out. But it was a waste of what they could do. Oh, yeah. It was criminal how they used Xavier Woods with the whole segment tonight. That was ridiculous. But we'll get to that. Kofi didn't even get on. I thought he was going to be the second man. And
Kofi had the night off.
Yeah, Kofi had the night off.